Chosen one, listen carefully. This message you about to hear. Something has shifted in your life, and you can feel it. Not in words, but in your soul. The old version of you no longer fits, and the world you once understood feels unfamiliar now. You did not imagine this change. It arrived quietly, then all at once. Your patience has been tested beyond reason, and still you are standing. This is not confusion. This is recognition. You are remembering who you are. And that is why everything feels different. The moment everything changed, there was no warning when it happened. One day you woke up and the noise felt louder. The conversations felt empty. The distractions stopped working. You began craving silence. Truth started mattering more than approval. And comfort no longer satisfied your soul. That is not random. This is the moment many never reach. The moment the soul outgrows the world it was placed in. And that is when the calling begins. Quiet, heavy, undeniable. Why you no longer feel like you belong. Places you once loved feel foreign now. People you once related to feel distant. Not because you are better, but because you are different. Your spirit has shifted frequencies, and not everyone can meet you there. This separation hurts, but it is necessary. Belonging was never your assignment. Alignment was, and alignment often feels lonely at first, until purpose reveals itself. The silent awakening. Awakening does not announce itself loudly. It whispers in moments of discomfort, in restlessness, in dissatisfaction with surface-level living. You start questioning everything. Your routines, your relationships, your beliefs, even yourself. This is not rebellion. This is refinement. Truth begins removing what no longer serves you. And that process is rarely gentle. Chosen does not mean easy. Being chosen does not mean favored comfort. It means assigned responsibility. It means endurance. And it means isolation. You are trained through hardship, refined through loss, strengthened through misunderstanding. Because your role requires clarity. Easy lives do not produce leaders of the soul. Pressure does. And you have been under pressure for a reason. Purpose is forged, not gifted. Why people start treating you differently. Your presence unsettles what is unhealed in others. Even when you say nothing. Even when you try to blend in. Your energy speaks. Some will feel inspired by you. Others will feel threatened. Not because you changed intentionally, but because you became authentic. Truth exposes masks, and not everyone is ready to remove theirs. So distance appears. Resistance forms. The weight you carry inside. You feel things deeply, more than you let on. You carry burdens silently, and you rarely ask for help. This depth is not weakness. It is sensitivity tuned to purpose. You were built to notice what others ignore. And that comes with weight. But know this. You were never meant to carry it alone. Strength includes surrender, even when pride resists. Why your desires have changed. What once excited you now feels empty. Recognition no longer satisfies. Material success feels incomplete. Entertainment feels hollow. Your soul wants meaning now. Impact. Truth. Legacy. This is a sign of elevation. Lower desires fall away when higher purpose approaches. And discomfort is the signal, not the problem. The loss that was necessary. Some losses broke you. Others confused you. And some felt unfair beyond explanation. But none were wasted. What left your life made space. What failed redirected you. What hurt refined you. And what ended protected you. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. Even when it did not feel like mercy. It still was. Why silence became sacred. You now crave quiet. Not because you are weak, but because your soul is listening. And noise interrupts guidance. Silence sharpens intuition. It reveals truth. It strengthens discernment. And it reconnects you with the Creator. The chosen are often withdrawn. Not to escape the world, but to understand it clearly. From a higher perspective. The inner conflict no one sees. Part of you wants peace. Another part wants purpose. One seeks rest. The other seeks mission. This internal tension is real. And it is exhausting. But it means you are alive spiritually. Awakened souls wrestle before they rise. Do not rush resolution. Growth happens in tension. And clarity comes through patience. Even when answers delay. Why society resists you. Systems favor conformity. Control prefers predictability. And truth disrupts comfort. That is why awakening is discouraged. You question narratives. You refuse blind obedience. You seek understanding, not approval. This does not make you rebellious. It makes you aware. And awareness threatens systems built on ignorance. So resistance appears. The burden of seeing clearly. Once you see truth, you cannot unsee it. Illusions lose their power. Excuses fall apart. And ignorance feels heavy. You begin noticing manipulation. Empty promises. False authority. And performative morality. This clarity isolates you. But it also protects you. Because vision is responsibility. And you were trusted with it. Why your heart feels heavy. Awakening brings grief. Grief for what you believed. Grief for who you were. Grief for who others cannot become. This heaviness is not depression. It is transition. Old identities are dissolving. And birth is never painless. Honor this stage. Do not numb it. Because clarity follows mourning. And strength follows surrender. The call you cannot ignore. You feel pulled toward something undefined. A mission without instructions. A purpose without explanation. Yet it feels urgent. This is not imagination. It is calling. Not everyone hears it. And fewer answer it. If you are listening now, it is because your soul recognizes the sound. And silence would cost you more than obedience. That is the truth. Why you had to walk alone. Isolation taught you self-trust. Silence taught you discernment. Rejection taught you independence. And solitude taught you reliance on God alone. If others stayed, you might have depended on them. If comfort remained, growth would have stalled. If distraction stayed, clarity would fade. So separation was required. You were never abandoned. You were protected, even when it felt unbearable. Especially then. The strength you didn't know you had. You survived things that should have broken you. Moments that reshaped your soul. Battles no one applauded. And pain no one validated. Yet here you are. Still searching. Still believing. Still standing. That strength was always inside you. Pressure simply revealed it. And now you know who you are. That knowledge changes everything. Why your intuition is sharper. You sense danger before it appears. Truth before it is spoken. And motives before actions reveal them. This is discernment. Chosen ones are guided internally. Not by noise. but by clarity. And clarity requires trust. Doubt dulls intuition. Faith sharpens it. And you are learning to listen more than you ever have. The responsibility of awareness. Awareness demands integrity. You cannot live falsely anymore. You cannot betray your values, even when it costs you. This responsibility feels heavy, but it is honor. Few are trusted with truth, and fewer are expected to live it. You were selected not for ease, but for impact. And impact requires discipline, even when unseen. Why you feel pulled toward service. Your heart now cares deeply about justice, about truth, about people awakening. This is not superiority. It is stewardship. Knowledge increases responsibility, and compassion follows understanding. You are being prepared to serve, not to be worshipped, not to dominate, but to guide with humility. That is leadership of the soul. The fear before alignment. Fear always appears before breakthrough, because ego resists surrender, and comfort resists change. But purpose demands both. You may fear losing more, being misunderstood again, or standing alone longer. That fear is human. Do not let it stop you. Fear confirms importance. Resistance confirms direction. And courage completes the assignment. The moment you stop resisting, when you stop fighting the change, peace replaces anxiety. Clarity replaces confusion. And trust replaces fear. Alignment does not remove challenges. It removes internal conflict. And that alone is freedom, even before circumstances shift. Surrender is not weakness. It is wisdom, because resisting purpose creates suffering, and obedience creates peace. Why this message found you. You did not click this by accident. Your spirit recognized the call. Something in you needed confirmation. And now you have it. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not broken. You are being shaped. This season is not the end. It is the unveiling. And awareness is the doorway. You have already stepped through the path forward. Move slowly. Choose truth. Protect your energy. And stay rooted in humility. Do not seek validation. Seek alignment. Do not chase recognition. Serve with sincerity. Your path will reveal itself step by step. Clarity follows obedience, and strength follows trust. You are exactly where you need to be. Final awakening call. If this message spoke to your soul, it is because you are awakening. Do not silence the call. Do not return to sleep. Embrace the discomfort. Honor the transformation. And walk forward with courage. Your life feels different because it is different. If you are ready to continue this journey, like this video, comment your awakening below, and subscribe to Return to Awakening, the season of hidden preparation. What you are experiencing now is not delay. It is preparation happening out of sight. While others move loudly, you are being shaped quietly. And quiet preparation creates unshakable foundations. Much of your growth is internal. Your patience, your restraint, your ability to remain grounded under pressure. This season feels slow because it is precise. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is wasted. Everything is intentional. Why answers came later than pain. You asked questions during the pain, but answers did not come immediately. That was not neglect. That was protection. Understanding too early would have hardened you. Delayed clarity softened your heart. It preserved your compassion. and prevented bitterness from taking root. Now the answers arrive differently. Not loudly, but clearly, and you can receive them without breaking. The separation that still hurts. Some distances still ache. Some names still carry weight. Some memories still surface unexpectedly. That is normal. Healing does not erase memory. It changes your relationship with it. What once controlled you now teaches you. What once wounded you now strengthens you. You are not weak for remembering. You are human, and humanity is part of your assignment, not a flaw in it. Why you feel older than your years. You have lived deeply, felt intensely, and endured quietly. That ages the soul faster than time. Wisdom did not come from ease. It came from endurance, from restraint, from choosing patience when reaction was easier. You carry insight many your age do not. That is not burden. It is trust. And trust is never given lightly. The temptation to go back. There are moments you want simplicity again. Moments you miss ignorance. Moments you wish you never woke up. That temptation is real. But regression would cost your peace. Comfort would feel false now. And pretending would exhaust you. Because truth has already taken root. Once awakened, return is impossible. Not because of pride, but because your soul will not allow dishonesty, even if it feels easier. Why you are drawn to truth over comfort. You now choose honesty over harmony, meaning over popularity, depth over distraction. That shift defines the awakened. Comfort dulls purpose. Truth sharpens it. And you were not designed to live numb. You were designed to live aware. This path is narrower, but it is clearer. And clarity is worth the cost. Even when lonely. The internal discipline being built. You are learning restraint. Not everything deserves reaction. Not every thought deserves action. And not every battle is yours. This discipline is rare. It creates authority without aggression, strength without noise, and leadership without ego. The chosen are trained internally first, before they are ever seen externally. And that training is happening now, even if unnoticed. Why your values are being tested. Situations now challenge your integrity. Opportunities tempt compromise. Shortcuts appear attractive, but your soul resists. This resistance is your compass. Do not silence it. Values tested are values strengthened, and integrity refined becomes unbreakable. You are being prepared for trust, and trust requires consistency, even when no one is watching. Especially then, the quiet confidence growing. You no longer need to announce yourself. You no longer chase validation. You no longer prove your worth. That is growth. Confidence rooted in truth is calm. It does not rush. It does not compete. It simply stands. This calm unsettles others, but it stabilizes you, because it comes from alignment, not comparison. Why you feel protective of your energy. You guard your space now, your time, your focus, and your peace. This is not selfishness. It is stewardship. Energy wasted cannot be recovered, and your assignment requires clarity. Not everyone deserves access anymore. Not everyone understands the cost, and that is acceptable. Boundaries are signs of maturity, the awareness of divine timing. You sense timing now. When to move, when to wait, when to remain silent. Rushing no longer appeals to you. Neither does force. You trust unfolding more than control. That trust is earned. Divine timing rarely aligns with impatience, but it always aligns with purpose. And you are learning to recognize it, even when waiting stretches you. The growing detachment from outcomes. You do your part, then release the result. This detachment is new, and it is freeing. Control once felt safe. Now surrender feels wiser. You understand effort without obsession, faith without force. This balance is rare, and it marks maturity of the soul. You are learning trust at a deeper level, beyond words. Why your inner voice is louder. External noise matters less now. Opinions fade quickly. Trends feel temporary. But your inner voice remains. That voice is steady, clear, firm, and increasingly impossible to ignore. You are not being guided by impulse, but by alignment. And alignment speaks quietly, yet carries authority. The readiness you don't fully feel. You may not feel ready, but readiness is not feeling. It is formation, and formation has already happened. Every delay refined you. Every setback taught you. Every silence strengthened you. And every loss redirected you. You are more prepared than you realize. Doubt does not cancel readiness. It often accompanies importance. And importance is near. The stillness before expansion. Life feels paused, not stagnant, but suspended, like breath held before movement. This stillness is strategic. It gathers strength. It clarifies intention. And it aligns direction. Do not rush this phase. Expansion follows stillness. And movement without grounding collapses. You are being grounded now, the subtle shift in how you see people. You notice inconsistencies now. Not to judge, but to understand. Patterns reveal themselves quietly. You listen beyond words. Energy speaks louder than language. Intent shows through tone and timing. And truth rarely hides for long. This awareness is not suspicion. It is discernment sharpened by experience. You see people as they are, not as you wish them to be. Why small talk feels draining. Surface conversations exhaust you now. Not because you are arrogant, but because your soul seeks meaning. Depth has become essential. You crave discussions that matter. Truth, purpose, growth. This does not make you difficult. It makes you aligned. And alignment often feels lonely, until others rise to meet it. The discomfort of outgrowing roles. Roles you once played no longer fit. The peacemaker, the fixer, the silent supporter. Outgrowing roles creates tension. Others resist the change. They preferred the old version of you because it benefited them. But growth demands honesty. You cannot shrink to maintain comfort. Your evolution requires release, even when misunderstood. Why you no longer chase closure. You have learned that not all endings explain themselves. Some chapters close without conversation, without apology, without clarity. And you are learning to accept that. Closure now comes from understanding yourself, not from waiting for others to change. That is freedom. Peace no longer depends on answers. It depends on acceptance. And acceptance has matured within you. Quietly, the softening of your reactions. You respond slower now. You pause. You breathe. You observe. Reaction once felt necessary. Now reflection feels wiser. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every emotion needs expression. This restraint is strength. It protects your peace and preserves your clarity. even in chaos. Why you feel pulled toward simplicity. You desire less now. Less noise. Less clutter. Less performance. Simplicity creates space. Space for truth. Space for presence. Space for connection. This is not withdrawal from life. It is refinement of it. And refinement is always intentional, never accidental. The recognition of inner authority. You trust yourself more. Not arrogantly, but confidently. Experience has taught you. You no longer outsource your intuition. You listen inward, then act with calm certainty. That is inner authority. This authority does not shout. It does not dominate. It does not impress. It simply knows. Why you are less reactive to praise and criticism. Compliments no longer inflate you. Criticism no longer defines you. Your worth feels anchored now, not floating. External validation once guided you. Now internal alignment does. That shift changes everything, including how others perceive you. When approval loses power, manipulation loses access, and freedom quietly arrives. Without announcement, the awareness of cycles ending. You feel chapters closing, habits dissolving, relationships shifting, mindsets expiring. Endings no longer frighten you. They inform you. They signal completion. And completion makes space. You honor what was, without clinging, because clinging delays alignment. And you value alignment now. Why your faith feels more personal. Belief is no longer performative. It is internal, quiet, rooted. You seek sincerity over display, consistency over appearance, submission over control. This depth changes your relationship with faith. It is no longer inherited. It is chosen. And chosen faith sustains you. Through every season. The growing comfort with uncertainty. You no longer need everything mapped out. Uncertainty once caused anxiety. Now it invites trust. That is transformation. You understand that guidance unfolds gradually. Clarity arrives with obedience. And certainty grows with patience. Not force. This comfort with the unknown marks maturity of the spirit. Because trust has replaced fear. And fear no longer leads you. The subtle detachment from ego. You notice ego more clearly now. In yourself. And in others. Without judgment. You catch yourself before pride speaks. Before defensiveness reacts. Before comparison distorts truth. This awareness is growth. Ego once protected you. Now it limits you. And you are learning to release it. Gently. Why you feel called to integrity. You cannot live divided anymore. Words and actions must align. Public and private must match. Truth demands consistency. This standard feels heavy at times. But it feels right. Integrity simplifies life. Even when it complicates decisions. You would rather be honest and misunderstood than praised and false. That choice defines you now. And it will guide you forward. The sense that something is approaching. You feel anticipation without details. A knowing without explanation. Movement without evidence. This is familiar now. It is not anxiety. It is readiness. Your spirit senses alignment ahead. Even if timing remains hidden. Remain grounded. Remain patient. Remain obedient to truth. What approaches requires steadiness. The inner stillness deepening. Silence no longer feels empty. It feels full. Guiding. Restorative. You are learning to dwell in stillness, to listen without rushing, to be without performing. That stillness anchors you. From stillness comes clarity. From clarity comes action. And from action comes impact. But stillness comes first, the call to rise now. You did not come this far to remain silent. You were shaped to stand, refined to speak, and prepared to move with purpose. This is the moment to stop doubting what you feel. Stop minimizing your growth. Stop delaying obedience to truth. What you sense is real. Chosen ones hesitate only once. After that, clarity demands action. And action creates momentum. Momentum changes lives. If this message resonated, if your heart felt exposed, it is because truth touched it. If your mind grew quiet, it is because alignment entered. If your chest felt heavy, it is because purpose awakened. These reactions are confirmation. Do not scroll past confirmation. Honor it. Acknowledge it. Respond to it. Engagement is not validation. It is declaration. And declarations activate accountability. You are declaring readiness. Declare your awakening publicly. When you like this message, you are choosing awareness. When you comment, you are affirming your journey. When you subscribe, you are committing to growth. These are not small actions. They anchor intention. They strengthen resolve. They align you with others on the same path. Isolation weakens, connection strengthens. Return to awakening is not entertainment. It is alignment. And alignment requires participation, not observation. Stand with those who are rising. You are not alone in this shift. Others are waking up too. Quietly, courageously. By engaging, you find them. By supporting this channel, you support truth. By staying connected, you remain sharpened. And sharpened souls do not drift. This space exists for a reason. And you are here for a reason. Do not underestimate collective awakening. It changes everything. Step forward without fear. Do not wait until you feel perfect. Do not wait until everything makes sense. Movement clarifies purpose. Obedience reveals direction. Like the video now. Comment that you are ready. Subscribe to return to awakening. And stay aligned.